Hey, chosen ones, how are you guys doing? My name is Anita, and I'm so glad you're watching this video. If you like my video and you like what I'm talking about, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it if you feel like there's anybody that needs to hear this, okay? Now, yesterday I spoke about creating a life that feels good on the inside, not a life that looks good on the outside. So I'm going to carry on with that theme today, and I'm going to talk about the fact that change happens from the inside, okay? And change happens from the inside, most definitely. It doesn't happen from the outside, because if it just happens on the outside, then it's just basically a facade, something that you're showing people, but then the inside does not correlate. The inside is different. Now, change happens from the inside, but it also takes time, right? And a lot of times we want change to happen quickly. We want change to be instantaneous. I'm guilty. When I know there's something, a habit or something that I want to change, my hope and desire is that it changes instantly. But I know and I understand that change takes time. And the thing about it is that as change is happening, you probably won't see it. Okay, you see the change in other people because what happens is you see the results on the outside. You see what they're manifesting on the outside, what has happened on the outside, but you haven't seen the process. You haven't seen how long it's taken. All you see is them having whatever they have, right? So sometimes that can make us feel like, oh, I want to change and I want it to happen now. Changing your body, it doesn't happen in a day. If you go to the gym consistently, if you work out consistently, you will start to see your body transforming in ways that you could never even imagine. Okay? Another thing is, you have to ask yourself, what is the rush? Why are we rushing to have change? I guess, speaking from my perspective, I want change to happen quickly because I want to see the results. I want to see the fruits. I want to benefit from that change. But the thing about it is that when things come so easily, they can go easily, right? So it is a case where if you know there's something you're working towards and you want to change a habit or you want to achieve something, know that it's not going to happen overnight. You know, becoming wealthy does not happen overnight. Investing and becoming, wealthy through investing or creating passive income does not happen overnight. Okay? And so we have to get out of our minds that change has to happen overnight. Now, I said that change happens from the inside. Well, I was listening to a TED Talk today, and it was by a man called Robert Greene. He created the book, The 48 Laws of Power, okay? And his story just resonated perfectly to this message. So interesting. Like last night, I was reading a book, and in the book, I was like, oh, I definitely want to talk about this today. And it was to do with change. I was listening to something else, and that other thing resonated very much in today's message, right? So there are two things. So the first thing was I was listening to Robert Greene, and he was doing a TED Talk. And he spoke about the fact that he wanted to be a journalist, but he was no good at being a journalist. And somebody outright said to him, you need to think of a different profession because journalism is not for you. So for a period of time, he said he was wandering. He was traveling around Europe and he was doing all sorts of jobs. Apparently, he did about 50 different types of jobs, from teaching English to becoming, what did he say? To becoming a detective, to doing like being an assistant, doing so many different jobs, to working in a cafe. I can't remember every job, but he worked so many different jobs and they were so varied in so many different ways in different countries. And even his parents were worried about him because they were just like, okay, he's 36. He hasn't settled down. He's roaming around Europe doing odd jobs, like jobs that anybody can do. And he's not settled. And they were worried. Then he ended up in, I think it was Italy. And he was working in a job, another random role he was doing. And the person that worked in this job, so his boss, basically said to him, have you thought about writing a book? Do you have any good book ideas? He said all of a sudden the book, The 48 Laws of Power, came to him. And he said everything he had experienced through that period of wandering all contributed exceptionally to this book. He said all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the experience, all the people he met, all the different roles that he had, all added to this book. And literally overnight, he became a crazy success. Okay. Now, it's not that he was doing it to become a success, but look at all the things that he did in order to become successful. And he didn't realize that every job he was taking was transforming him, was changing him, was transforming his mind. Okay. And that is where change happens in our minds, right? In our subconscious. Okay. We can't just sit around and expect change to happen. We have to work at change. And the Bible actually says in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, that, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Okay? So our minds are so powerful. That is why we have to, pray. We have to meditate. We have to listen to God's voice for guidance, because everything happens from within. Okay, you best believe this. Another bit of inspiration I got this morning, I was listening to this speech, and the guy said that, say you have a bucket of water and it's just pure water. So say you've got a translucent bucket and you've got a bucket of water, and every day you come to that bucket and you drop a bit of red dye into the water. So the first day that you drop the dye, nothing will happen. You won't even notice that anything has been dropped. The second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, a drop of this dye will not be noticed. But after about a month, the water will start to get cloudy. It will start to change color. And then after 2-3 months, the water now will start to look like the red dye. Maybe it'll be a bit lighter, but it will start to look like the dye. It will start to change color. And it's the same with how change happens for us, how change happens internally. If you're working on your mind on a constant basis, if you're renewing your mind, if you're speaking positively, if you're thinking positively about your life and everything, if you're able to control your thoughts rather than let your thoughts take you into places that you don't want to go, you can change your life. Okay? It's not about what people see. It's not about what people think they see. It's not even about people, full stop. It's about you doing the work and it manifesting on the outside, okay? And you probably won't even know when this change is happening. But what you will notice is that small things that you do will change. Small habits that you do will change. And that's the kind of change we're looking for. The truth is, what allows for change is what happens on the inside of us, okay? So if you're doing work on yourself, know that the change is happening. You may not see it. And sometimes you may be low. You may feel low and think like, what's going on with my life? Why am I not seeing change? Why am I not changing? Why am I not doing the things I need to do? We go through situations every single day. And rather than seeing them as something negative, something bad happening to us, think of it like, what opportunities am I gaining for this? What am I learning from this? My experiences with my ex, with previous bosses, previous difficulties, has literally changed my life to think differently, to act differently, to walk differently, to be different. So how are you using your difficult situations to turn them into positive learning experiences? How are you doing that? If there's something that you're doing that you know you shouldn't be doing or you don't want to do, what are you doing to make sure that you don't do it again? Like, what changes are you making in your habits that will help you to make that change? And trust me, it's not going to happen overnight. But what are you telling yourself when you do that thing that you're not supposed to do? How are you speaking to yourself when you are not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing? And then how patient are you being with yourself? Because patience means that we know that thing will happen. We know that thing will come. If you're being patient, that means that you can wait for the change to happen. And you always have to ask yourself, why are you rushing? Who are you rushing for? So, chosen ones, always remember that change happens from within, and it happens in small droplets of dye. It happens in the small things that happen. It happens in the experiences that we have in our life that make us learn something and, gain some wisdom from it. It happens little by little, but the truth is it happens. As long as you want it to happen, it will happen, chosen ones. So I just wanted to give you that bit of encouragement, and I wanted to say, whatever you are doing, don't stop, keep going. And if there's something that you know that you need to be doing that you haven't done, what are you waiting for? But anyway, chosen ones, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell, because that bell will tell you anytime I post a video. And also share it. Share it with a friend. Share it with someone that you think might need to hear this, okay? And I'm sending you lots of love, guys, lots of encouragement, lots of positive vibes, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.